So this is going to be a bit of a weird video. I'm not, well, consistent at making content, but I thought it would be at least a little bit interesting. I'm going to be moving away from Minecraft for a while, and I'm not totally sure when I'm going to be coming back. But I just wanted to make this video giving a quick reflection of my time in Minecraft. But more importantly, give my honest opinion on some of the things that Mojang has decided to do while I've been a part of their community, and give my opinions as a technical player. While I definitely don't claim to be an amazing technical player, I at least feel like I'm somewhat qualified to talk about some of these issues. So let's get right into it. Let's start with the obvious, the things almost all the community knows about, which is version disparity. So what is version disparity? Well, there are two different versions of Minecraft, namely Java and Bedrock Edition. The issue is that there are two versions of Minecraft. I know this sounds rather redundant, but it's very important. It means if something works for one version, it's more than likely not going to work on another one. This results in them being very hard to make things that work in both versions from a technical standpoint and also from a general player standpoint. Consider yourself a new player. You go and you try to build a tutorial and suddenly it doesn't work. You may be confused, and maybe that's because you're on the wrong version. So Mojang decides, well, how are we going to stop people from getting confused? Well, we can just combine the versions, make them the same. That way everyone will know what to do. However, that is not what we need. Two communities are already so established that combining them is an unrealistic goal. It would be nice for them to be similar. Certain differences make them unique. Java has quasi-connectivity. Bedrock has movable tile entities. Things like this just make each version unique and are integral to the game's success. I just hope Mojang realizes how important these differences are to the community and keeps them. That being said, there are many, and I mean many, unique mechanics that Mojang have decided to pretend don't exist. In fact, their new favorite phrase recently has been, "It's not a bug, it's a feature." Jokes aside, bugs are a huge issue with Mojang and have been for a long time, but that's not something I'll get into in this section. But before I start going off about all that, I'll sidetrack myself to another topic, which is updates. This is, again, more of a general observation than a specific criticism of Mojang, but updates recently have lacked, well, direction. For example, the last update, which I consider to make sense, is the Nether update, and even that is a bit iffy. But before all of you come at me with pitchforks and defending Mojang, at least let me explain myself. Some of the more recent updates that Mojang have introduced are the Wild update and what did they call that update? Hey, what did they call that update again? The recent one with all the weird stuff in it? The random shit update? Yes. Recent updates include the Wild update and the Random update. The main reason these updates are criticized is due to, well, their lack of direction. For example, in the Random update, they added pots, empty bookshelves, camels, sniffers, cherry blossoms, trail runes, bamboo wood, calibrated skull sensors, hanging signs, piglin heads, new flowers, and armor trims. Is there any sort of direction that this update is taking? No. Very simply, no. Which, to be fair, isn't necessarily a bad thing. They're trying to tie up loose ends to make their game feel more complete. But Mojang is not attempting to explain this to their community. Instead, they're just packaging it as a brand new update, when in reality, they're just trying to polish up their game. In the future, this could be resolved as much as people joke about it, literally making an update that is just random stuff. It doesn't necessarily have to be a direction. But when they try to commit to saying they're going in a certain direction and they just don't, it confuses the community. It's just why we get things like the random update. The issue with making an update to tie up loose ends, though, is it's not profitable. As sad as that is, it simply isn't profitable. Who would just go to an update for the main allure of, oh yeah, we're making our game slightly better than it used to be. You should continue playing it. Which I think has been the main reason Mojang has been unable to do that. I only hope this will improve in the future, either by being more transparent with updates, but as it stands, it's a bit of a mess. Not to mention some of the more disliked updates recently. Okay, I promise the last thing I'll go into before I get technical Minecraft stuff. I think he promised double promise Omega. Indentured I mean villagers. For a long time, villagers have been the go-to way for players to get gear, especially in the technical community, where you may have a massive villager trading hall to provide the player with enough resources for different parts of the game, maybe building your base or finishing up a redstone build. Well, Mojang took a look at that and said, but what if people couldn't do that? And decided to nerf villager trading. A lot. The community should have seen this coming, because villager trading was never meant to be as broken as it was, but I feel like it could have been handled in a much more tactful manner than simply removing everything and hoping nobody notices. Because that's effectively what they did. And of course, they received backlash almost immediately from the community, but have they reverted that change? No, of course not. Why would they? This seems to be a recurring theme when it comes to things with Mojang. They seem to always be disconnected from the community at large. But now we're done talking about the normal stuff. It's time to get into what everyone's here for. The fun, technical stuff. Ah yes, what this video is really about. Technical Minecraft. So people are, I would say, fairly upset with Mojang. But maybe that's just my opinion. Maybe it's not bad as I think. I'm sure that a lot of the technical community is forgiving, and maybe they realize that Mojang is trying their best to accomplish what the tech community needs. Then again, here's some clips to prove that otherwise.
It's time to focus more on combat adventures and on tinkering.
Well, Agnes and the rest of Mojang team, here's the thing that a tinkerer, a certified redstoner, is telling you. Give us full access to all 20 game ticks in a second. We want to be able to have this much control and tinker, not this much control. This is limited, this is slow, and if this is where the future of Redstone is headed, then the future of Redstone might limit that tinkering that you guys have been championing so much.
Silly reason. It was accepted. They accepted a false bug report. So this means no more on-demand super speed auto crafting. It also means no more simple game tick accurate stopwatches, no more super fast redstone latches, no more crafty counter, and basically just no more interesting uses for the crafter outside of crafting.
Yeah.
Also, one more thing.
One more thing.
Quick warning. I will swear. Dear Mojang developers, whoever is watching this from Mojang, why the fuck did you revert the copper bulb changes? It was literally perfect the way it was. You made it perfect day one. You literally said that it was intended, and then you just reverted it, making it the same kind of usability as node block, which we already have. Why? We are the Redstoners, and everyone here agrees that the bulb changes have to be reverted.
Everyone nod.
So quickly before I get back into the video, I'm just going to reiterate this. This video isn't meant to be an in-depth explanation into every intricacy involved with everything, rather more of just an informative video on the different things that is going on in the community and my opinions on them. It isn't necessarily everything that I have to say, but I just wanted to have some way to express some of the feelings that I feel toward the actions that Mojang is taking recently. But anyway, sorry, continuing. So if you haven't guessed by the clips I have shown, the technical community is, well, it's a bit of an understatement, but a bit at odds with Mojang. To me, it's unclear if that is due to a lack of communication between the Mojang team and the technical community, or if Mojang is actively ignoring our complaints, which sadly I am believing it to be the latter. As much as Mojang says they use community feedback, I would challenge them to define what those two words mean, because I don't think they have done so at all. One of the more recent examples I can think of is the copper bulb, which was recently released and by the Redstone community was considered game-changing. It revolutionized Minecraft mechanics and the Redstone in general. But of course, Mojang heard, everyone is extremely happy with this. Everyone loves it so much. I don't know how you guys did it perfectly first time, but you did. And their response to this was, oh, well, I guess we have to get rid of it then. Why? I really don't know. Like, what were they thinking? They literally didn't have to do anything. All they had to do was lay back and relax. But they decided to change it anyway. It's a completely illogical decision that doesn't make any sense. I have zero clue why they did it. It does often feel like that they don't want to bother continuing to support the technical community. The last time I can think of them outwardly doing something for them was 5 years ago, which is a fair amount of time, when in 2019 they held a Minecon panel for SciCraft, which was amazing to see the technical community up on the big stage, getting the attention that they definitely deserve after all the effort that they've put in. But since then, radio silence. I honestly think that Mojang needs to do a better job at supporting their community, especially when it comes to one that has been such a part of Minecraft's success. I mean, it's not like the technical community popped out of nowhere recently. It's been here for such a long time, through thick and thin, but they just have decided not to support it. And the reason for this, I'm assuming, has to do with the Microsoft buyout, which honestly wasn't unexpected. They wanted to aim the game more towards kids, and they don't want to have to bother dealing with the technical community who are going to try to find all these other ways to exploit the game or do things unintended ways. They just want to have a simple game that they can release to the public. But we're here, and we don't want a simple game. We want something fun that we can always cherish and continue to grow in. But Mojang recently has been not supporting that. And as much as I'd like to say that, oh, I'm going to end this on a high note by talking about something that Mojang has done amazingly, that just is not true. So the last section I'm going to be talking about is, and if you don't know what a bug is, go look it up. I don't really want to explain it to you. But I'm a lot more familiar with Bedrock Edition, so I'm going to be covering bugs from mostly there. Mojang, if you don't already know, has a bug tracker known as Jira that is supposed to allow people to report bugs from Mojang for them to fix. But let me just pull up a few of them. The 19th highest voted issue on Bedrock Bug Tracker is about observers emitting pulses when relogging, looking at certain blocks like lit redstone, which breaks a lot of machines. To put it lightly, if you don't account for it in one of your build will fail. This is mainly in storage tech, but it's to show you how bad this is. It's not something that can easily been avoided. But the weird thing is it's existed since 2017. Let me repeat that. For 7 years, this bug, which is highly upvoted, has not been taken care of and ignored by Mojang. Not necessarily ignored, but never been fully resolved. Why? No explanation is ever given, and honestly, I doubt one ever will be. Let me give another example. Number 20 on the bug tracker is about how experience orbs aren't absorbed by the player. So if you have a farm and it gives you XP, you could return to your computer and just suddenly have like 3 frames because no XP is getting absorbed into your player, so it just stacks. This bug has existed since 2015. The third highest voted bug has existed since 2021, which, while it doesn't sound like very long, keep in mind that's still 3 years. 3 years. The third highest bug voted by the entire community, it goes unresolved. Why? I couldn't tell you. And it's not like it's a crazy bug with like intricate mechanics involved. It's that comparators with redstone blocks next to them don't go into subtract mode. It seems things like this should be able to be fixed rather easily. These are all fairly decent, fairly large bugs for Minecraft, but it's just disheartening to see so much inaction by the Mojang team, just not responding to them in any sort of way. So there was a bug that actually made me quit technical Minecraft for over 3 months. It was a bug that caused hoppers not to pick up items next to chunk borders. So I spent months, hours designing this huge storage hall, and then I built it in survival, and it didn't work because it wasn't chunk aligned. Something that in the base game of Minecraft Bedrock Edition, you have no control over. Without using resource packs, you have zero clue on how to determine it. It's not a feature in game to figure out where a chunk border is like it is in Java. And like tens and tens of hours went down the drain because of a bug that I had no control over. And that bug has been unresolved for over 4 years. Okay. Last one. This time, it's a Java edition bug. In fact, it's the highest voted bug on the entirety of the bug tracker across all versions of Minecraft, including Minecraft Dungeon, Minecraft Legends, Minecraft Realms, Minecraft Bedrock, and Minecraft Java Edition. And it is about mobs suffocating in unloaded chunks due to some unknown issue in the code. And I want you to guess how long this bug has existed for. A year? No, that would be crazy. I mean, like, how could you go a full year with this on the top of the... Nope. 2 years? Nope. 3 years? Nope. Surely not 5 years. Nope, definitely not to worry, not 5 years. 12. Keep in mind, Minecraft was launched in 2011. So for 12 out of the 13 years the game has been released, the top voted issue by the community out of every version that exists hasn't been fixed. But Mojang does fix some bugs. However, often it seems like they're a direct punch to the technical community's gut, over and over and over, to the point where when they try hitting us with a truck, we don't even wince at it anymore. One example is sand duping, but that's a topic for probably another video. But in some... Copper bulb, do it right now, go! So, you're still here, huh? Well, I guess I gotta give you something for sticking around for so long. So, before the video ends, I just wanted to say this video doesn't come from a place of hate or disrespect for Minecraft and the Mojang team, but rather from a place of love, as weird as that sounds. And to be serious for a minute, Minecraft has helped me through some very dark places in my life, and I don't think I would be the person I am, or rather even here, without Minecraft. As sappy and dramatic as that sounds, I was able to make true friends and finally had a place where I felt like I belonged. I'm truly grateful for how Minecraft has affected my life, and although I am taking a step back for now, the builds, memories, and most importantly, the friends I made will be a part of me forever.